Today we wanted to talk about January 2024 update for housing in Winterville, North Carolina.
Right, so I want to add right at the beginning, now the interest rates are starting to drop in 2024. Woo, woo, that means that people who were priced out of the market might actually be able to get back into the market, which is amazing. And grateful for every one of you. So let's talk about the numbers itself.
Yeah, and also here we wanted to talk about numbers to give you intuition based on the reality and a statistic. And we start with really inventory, which is one of the main elements of the housing market.
Right. So there were 77 active homes in Winterville in December 2023.
The month just finished, and last month before in November was again 77. Last year this time was 72, which we had 6.9% of the increase for active homes.
Now with pending, again, it is Christmas time we're talking about, so it is the new year now. So let's talk about December 27, 2023. There were 27 under contract. Pending means under contract. Under contract means that somebody's intending to buy this. They've already put their due diligence fee down. They are already under contract. So those houses are not available for everybody else to buy. So 27 homes are under contract.
And 36 homes that were in November last year and 22 homes just at the same time of last year. And it's increased by 22.7% from last year. But active and under the contract is not just really the inventory. Inventory comes with the calculation, which is the sum of these two.
But first we have to talk about sold, right? So sold,
yes.
There were 29 homes that recently sold in the month of December. So 29 people got keys to their homes in December.
And in November, they got 22 closed home, and last year at this time, 58. Therefore,
now we take your calculation.
50% decrease. Now, the calculation is what? Sum of the active and under contract divided by the sold. This gives us really the inventory rate that we are searching for. And saying that we had 3.59 months of the inventory in Winterville in just December 2023.
And this is still a seller's market. If it's under 6 months, it's a seller's market, generally speaking. So we've never in Winterville gone to a buyer's market in the whole 2023. So it's been a seller's market the whole time. 3.5 months of supply. The month before that was 5.13.
5.3, which is better situation to
for
go
buyers.
into threshold.
And then last year was 1.62. So it was an increase in the inventory rate, but that doesn't mean that we ever hit the transition in Winterville. Now, before we talk about days on market and everything else we want to talk about, let's hit it. Hi, it's Ellen Victoria. Welcome to our channel.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Also, call the text all the time at 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Don't be shy. Also, grab our buyer's guide and sales guide in the description below.
Now, we wanted to talk about, other than those inventory, talking about how fast is the market. And one of the key elements is average days on the market. Saying that, what was the average days on the market?
The average days on the market in December was 48. Now, I want to point out again, interest rates dropped Christmas week 2023. So people are now really looking at homes in a different way. So I would say this days on market next month in January, at the end of January, we talked February, it will probably be faster. But right now it's 48. What was it in November?
November 37, and last December was 31. However, I wanted to mention, when we say 48, this is come from the house where $100,000 to $1 million. And this is average in this spectrum. Don't think about, oh, I saw this beautiful house there in Winterville and it just sold in 2 days. Yes, that sold, and another $1 million house, it may stayed in the market for 6 months. Therefore, we average those numbers.
Okay, so let's talk about median list price and median sale price. Now, I want to point out this is not the same house. When we look at a spreadsheet and find out what the median is for listing prices and median of the actual sale prices, those are 123 Main Street, as making up an address, is not going to be the same address that is in the middle for both of the numbers. We're just looking at numbers to find out what is the middle number so we can see what is actually happening in the market middle of the road. So for median list price was $369,900
in December.
And
in November was $365,100, and last December 22 was $359,900.
So
Therefore,
listing prices went up.
went 2.78% up respect to the last December.
Now the sales price, again, it's not the same address. The middle number is not going to be the same address. So that $369,900 house didn't actually sell for the sales price I'm talking about, which is $329,770. These are two separate houses, but we're just seeing what the actual numbers are in the middle because it really gives us real good data.
And in November was $261,450, and last December was $305,000, which brings us to 5.24% increase in the sold price.
Now let's talk about price per square foot. Everybody cares about price per square foot, and I'm going to say in Winterville, we do have some townhomes that are pre-owned. We don't have any that are brand new right now. I do know in 2024 those are coming. They are creating some, but right now, when we're pulling our market data, we don't have any new homes that are not single family homes. So single family new, brand new, is going to be price per square foot at $180.
$180.
What
and
about
if you're
pre-owned?
looking at the all type of pre-owned, including condo, townhouse, basically the median is $162 per square feet.
But what if it was just single family homes?
And if it's just single family home, $174 per square feet.
Now, we also go deeper into these numbers as well and say how much of this market in Winterville is driven by new construction, how much is previously owned home, because this data is super important. If you want to live in Winterville, we have to know what that is. So in December 2023, for all new construction homes, there was 4 months of supply of new construction homes.
And then for the pre-owned home, less than a month, 0.9 months of the supply, which if you compare it with the November 2023, we had very close new construction 3.9 months. And what about the pre-owned?
Pre-owned was 1.1. So you can see that we do not have a lot of people who are selling their homes. We have a lot of people who are with a lot of new construction moving to Winterville.
Exactly.
So let's talk about mean home value. Now might not be houses for sale. This is all houses, everything in Winterville. And this is going to give us kind of what the appreciation rate actually is. So what is the mean home value in December?
In the December was 272,283. A month before that was 271,792, and last year in December was 260,117, which brings us to how much of appreciation?
5.3% of appreciation in Winterville at the beginning of the new year. Now let's talk about this rent, right?
Yeah, rent still is very hot in Winterville, North Carolina. The median rent for all bedrooms was $1,550. However, we had the rent up to $3,000 per month.
This is what was in the market what we're talking about. So let's be very clear. If you're paying $1,500 or $1,550 a month in rent, that's a lot. That's really, and you're paying $3,000 in rent. That's more than enough to cover a $400,000 brand new home if you are coming in with very minimum down.
Yes.
So to not be in a home is only because you don't want to be in a home. $1,550, that's a lot of money to be putting towards rent. Why are you paying someone else's mortgage when you can be paying your own mortgage? Which does bring me to the home buyers and my suggestions for home buyers. Interest rates are going down. Rents are high in Winterville. People want to be in Winterville. They're paying crazy amount of rents to be in Winterville.
An increase, really.
And there are parts of Winterville that are USDA loans eligible, which means if your credit is decent, you've been paying your bills on time, we can get you a house with zero money down, really. So we're just talking about a no down payment option, just a couple closing costs, which I could even get you some that are covered with that. So you have to look at your choices. You have to understand what is going on with life at this moment. Can you afford a home? Can you make the jump into a home? And if the answer is yes, it is time to buy a home. What would you say for home sellers in Winterville?
Home sellers, definitely based on what we said, the appreciation still is there, 5.3% appreciated. Therefore, still we are not in the buyer's market because, as we said, we had 3.59 months of the supply, which we are below that threshold that we need to be in the neutral market, like 6 months of the supply. Therefore, definitely you have a perfect situation. However, you need to do your due diligence, do all of the cleaning, decluttering your house, staging your house, and also connect with us as a real estate agent professionals to run the numbers for you, to price it right, because the price is very important. And also in this way, you can get the top dollar for your house.
Absolutely. So we hope you love our market updates, and we can't wait to give you even more. So we live here in Winterville ourselves, so we really do like to know what the numbers are in areas
Don't
we
forget
live.
to call us, Al and Victoria, 252-327-3357. Also, write us comment. We love to connect with you in our podcast and YouTube. And see you in the next podcast and YouTube.